Alright, so we are going to cook rabbit. So we're going to braise it down in some white wine up this area of Italy, up the north end. You know, it's nice and green, it's landlocked, so there's lots of rabbits and sort of animals running around them, and look how green that is and beautiful. So we're going to do rabbit, slow cooked. We're going to braise it, pull it, and then we're going to serve it on like a bed of polenta. So they use, again, a lot of polenta up the north end of Italy. This is going to be awesome. Rabbit's beautiful. It's sort of sweet, a little bit gamey. It's sustainable, and it's a sort of really healthy white flesh sort of meat. So I'm pretty excited. Alright, so this is our rabbit. If you've never cooked rabbit before, you know, the thighs are, it actually looks quite a lot like chicken, the same sort of colour, same opaque. It's a little bit sweeter. And then we've got half the rabbit here, you know, the loin here, the back leg, the front leg. And we're just going to season it with salt and pepper, and then we're just going to colour it off in a pan over here. Alrighty, so we're just going to season our rabbit with some salt and pepper. Some pepper and some salt, a bit of salt. Flip. Some hot pan, it's going to add a little bit of butter.
Would olive oil be as useful?
Yep,
Nice.
use olive oil. You could use canola oil. Rabbit's going to go in once that comes to heat, and we're just going to sort of sear it off and colour it. Again, I like using the same pan for everything. That way you get the caramelisation from cooking off your rabbit, which sort of in return makes a really beautiful sauce. So all that flavour is in one pot. Alrighty, so while that's sort of caramelising and colouring up, we're just going to start dicing up our base. So again, some onions, some carrot, some garlic, just a simple rough mirepoix. And we're going to use white wine as well. So there's no tomatoes in this one, there's no red wine, it's not going to be dark, it's going to be light, fresh, you know. Full of those really nice aromatic flavours. There we go, picture after. Smell that? Smells good, huh? So that's ready to come out. I'm going to whack them back on the chopping board. And then we're going to fry off our veg. Straight in there, so you can see the caramelisation and the colour. Straight in with our veg. A little bit of salt, a few little bay leaves in there. Some white wine in there as well. We're going to reduce that right down. So we're just going to soften the veg and then deglaze it with the white wine. We're going to reduce the white wine right down.
So is that reduced?
That's reduced, so it's reduced by about 2/3, I think, ish. Smells good. So what we're going to do now is, I like to put the herbs in later on in the cooking process. If I put it in straight away, basically, you know, the herbs themselves, like a cup of tea, will make it a bit bitter. You get all the essential oils without the, you know, horrible oiliness. The essential oils without the horrible bitterness of overcooking them. And then a rabbit's going to go in. Might flip it over actually and go flesh side down. And then we're just going to cover that with a bit of stock or water, depending on what you've got.
What kind of, if you were doing stock, would you use chicken stock?
Yeah, definitely chicken stock. So, like I said, we're using light, white, clean flavours for this one. So, at the end, it'll be, you know, it'll be really light and refreshing. It won't be a heavy, you know, typical braise. You know, like I said, with those herbs and the light meat, it's going to be really delicious and perfect for summer. So we just want to cover it. We'll throw a lid on there. Turn it down a little bit, It's going to take about an hour and a half, 2 hours at the very most. And when that's ready, it's going to fall off the bone. Like I said, it's going to be sort of full of flavour. It's going to be light, fresh. It's going to be herbaceous, and it's going to be wicked with our polenta, which we'll make in a second. All right, so this has been about 2 hours, and it smells awesome. And you can see the meat's starting to fall off the bone. You can just pull it away. Like, look at that. It's just literally falling off the bone.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable. So we're going to take that out, and we're just going to put that aside into a plate very carefully. Make sure we get all that meat. And then we're going to make some polenta. So the polenta is going to be the base for our rabbit here. And you know, with polenta, it's really quick, and you know, you'd usually use stock, chicken stock or beef stock, just because it's got such a nice flavour. But we're going to use this rabbit stock because there's so many herbs and so much flavour in here. We've been mad not to.
And action.
So with a strainer, we're just going to strain about 2 cups worth of this awesome rabbit stock into a pot. I'm going to bring that to the boil, and then we're going to start adding our polenta. Alright, so we've got a pot of stock, our rabbit stock on full boil. We're just going to start adding some polenta. So we're just going to pour some in. This is super fine, this polenta, so it'll thicken up really quickly. Oh yeah, turn that down a bit. So to that, we're going to add a little cube of butter. It's going to go straight in there. We're going to add some Parmesan cheese, some good quality Parmesan cheese. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more stock just to get it moving. Bring that together. Have a taste. Season it with a bit of salt, see if it needs it. And then we're going to plate up our rabbit. So what we'll do is I'll put this down first, and then I'll pull the rabbit meat and just sort of put it on top.
Do you need to season it at all? Like with
salt, pepper?
Yeah.
I'll have a taste first, and then we'll make a move from there. A bit of salt. Look at that. Corn, polenta. Nice spoonful of the polenta, straight in the middle. Bit of rosemary. A drizzle of olive oil. That's it. Slow cooked, herbaceous, soft, tender rabbit. Some really nice sort of rich polenta using the stock from the rabbit. Bit of olive oil, Parmesan cheese, some fresh herbs. God, that's a winner.